Hey there and welcome to the channel. This time around I'm going to show you how to create a talking avatar using MidJourney and Vision Story AI or some optional third-party applications such as ComfyUI with 1.2.1 and the new sound to video update. So let's get straight into it.
Alright, so I want to show you how to create like an animated avatar that lip syncs to your audio, or how I do it. So basically I will use this text and then I'm going to go and grab my face and use that as an omni-reference. This is omni-reference right in here. So I suggested playing around with this. This is really good for putting yourself on the scene. So if I grab my face, which I have here clear cut, so it's just concentrating on the face, and just generate some images at 16:9. So this is using the image and the prompt together to generate an avatar. So the important factor when I'm choosing my avatar is it has to have a neutral expression. This isn't quite neutral, but the mouth is closed, so it does match. One of the problems is it is leaning forwards a little bit. The texture is a little bit off. It doesn't look the greatest, so I'm going to take it into Stable Diffusion and I'm going to refine it in there. So I'm in the image to image extension in Stable Diffusion. So let's go into our download folder where we downloaded that image before. And I'm going to leave the settings because I got what I wanted with the settings before, but basically I've created a textual inversion of myself and a negative prompt here, which is really lightly weighted so that it leans more on my image than it does on the text prompt. The text prompt is slideball connected by wires to a huge machine, hyper-realistic, detailed. The steps are 150, denoising strength is set to 0.4. And the size is 1920 by 1080, or saying 1088, but it's close enough. Now let's just generate, and it's going to go and generate an image for us. And there we go. So as you can see, it's created a way more realistic version of my face than the original. So we're going to go with this as our backup avatar. We'll save this off. Download it. And then we'll pull it into Photoshop and create an avatar from it. So in order to get an animation as well, I have to bring this back into MidJourney. We'll open up our downloads. There should be 2. So we'll grab both of these downloads and composite them together. Our new generation and our original. So it looks like our new generation is actually bigger. So in this case, I'm just going to do the opposite. I'm going to grab the original and place that over the top of our new generation. Scale it up to the same size. And I can just double check that by dropping the opacity down. It looks pretty close. And then I'm just going to take my eraser brush, bring the size up quite a bit, and I'm going to go ahead and just delete the face so that we've got our more detailed face underneath, but I keep all of the mechanical parts from the original. So there we go. That's done that for us. Really quick, but I think it looks pretty good. So we'll flatten this. We're going to save this as our first frame, our second option. So we go first frame 02 and create an avatar as well. So create an avatar by just changing the canvas size so that it's the same height and width. Proceed and file save as avatar 2. Okay. So we need a new animation now based on this new image. So we're going to re-import it into MidJourney. Same as we did before. Import first frame. first frame 2, grab the text from the original generation, and we'll create an animation from that using the same settings as we did before. But then the other thing we need to do is we need audio, so let's create a little audio grab. So I can speak that in right now. So if I say something like, "Hey there and welcome to the channel, it's Kranos here with another exciting tutorial. This time round I'm going to show you how to create a talking avatar with motion and MidJourney and using some other secondary applications. Let's get started." So the other thing to also remember is I kind of have to start with a neutral sound, a neutral mouth, and some things that the next piece of secondary software does is it will kind of start with the mouth open, which isn't going to track. So in order to keep the mouth closed, I usually start by going so I go hey there, and that's because is a closed mouth shape. Let's put our audio together. We can close down Photoshop for now. We've got our base image, we've got our avatar. Let's fire up DaVinci Resolve while it's creating our animation for us. Alright, so to get my audio, I'm going to import part of the tutorial we've literally been working on. It's probably that one, I think. That'll be the last recording. Create new timeline, select a clip, and then let's see if this is the one. Yep, okay, so we're going to start with this part of the audio, but also we need that sound. Doesn't have to be very long. We'll just use this small one. That's going to be the first part of the audio. Get rid of the video, we don't need that. So the duration is 15 by 13, so we know we need at least a 20-second animation to work from. I'm going to drop the audio down a little bit. It's really peaking. And I might clean this up in Orphonic later, but for now that's all we need. So let's export this as audio clip. Only select audio. We're going to turn it into a WAV file. Quality doesn't matter so much for this. And we're going to go intro audio. Add render queue and render that off. And that will give us our audio. So now let's create the actual talking guide.
So this is another option for creating a talking avatar, and it's Vision Story AI. Basically, I use a membership plan because if you don't use the membership plan at this level, you can't get an HD resolution. So I suggest using it. If you want to generate something for free, then that's what we're going to get to later with the ComfyUI 3.21 update. So check that out later in the video.
Okay, so in Vision Story, I'm going to upload the avatar that we created, Avatar 2, and upload the audio that we also just created. That's the one, but we want 1:1 here, for our guide to be 1:1, same as our avatar. And we want it to be HD resolution. It doesn't have to be, but I'm going to make it 1080p resolution. And we're going to use VTalk rather than VCharacter. VCharacter adds a little bit of secondary motion that we don't need because we're creating all the secondary motion using MidJourney. Now we're going to generate our talking head. And there it goes. This is going to take a little bit of time, so we'll come back to that. Alright, so I'm on to rendering the third pass, and then we'll have one more MidJourney generation to get us up to probably about 17 seconds, which will be enough to cover our video. At the moment, this is only 12 seconds worth of video. So the other thing to do is to jump back into Vision Story AI and have a look and see if it's generated that. Okay, so let's have a look at it. Okay, so that didn't work out very well. Make sure it's 1:1. Alright, so it shouldn't have any problems creating a talking avatar from that. Now while it's doing that, let's go back into MidJourney and see how it's going here. It's still generating. Okay, here we go. So admittedly on this pass I changed the motion to high motion. See it here. But this all should work okay. We'll probably take this one. Let's take this one and extend this one. It should all work well because he's not talking in any of these shots, and his expression doesn't change because we're putting all of those things in there using Stable Diffusion. So let's extend this one last time, 16.7 seconds. That's exactly the length that we want it, or a little bit over, which is perfect. So if we go back into Vision Story now, we're going to use this as the guide track. Looks like it's just about generated. Those were basically, we're just going to have to throw them out with the trash, which is a pity because obviously this is a paid service, so every time these don't work, you've wasted credits. We can actually test to see if this avatar is going to work at all by jumping into Live Portrait, which is what we're going to use, and we're just going to use a source image for now. So we grab the first frame as our source image, and we're going to use one of these tests videos, test guide videos, and just do a generation now. And this will show us if it's at least going to match with that angle. Okay, let's see how it's done. I think that's going to work pretty well. So that angle is not going to be a problem for our guide video, as long as our guide video is strong. Unfortunately, the resolution isn't the greatest by doing it this way. I'm trying to find alternatives. What you can change is you can change the smoothness of the animation and how exaggerated it is here. So you can make it twice as expressive as that by just dialing that number up to 2, and the same with your smoothness of motion. You can also change whether it's using just the expression, just the pose, just the lips, just the eyes, or all. We're going to choose all. And now let's go into MidJourney and see how our motion video is doing. Seems to be doing okay. Now let's have a look at our lip sync. So here's our lip sync. Hey there, and welcome to the channel. It's Kronos here with another exciting tutorial. This time round I'm going to show you how to create a talking avatar with motion and MidJourney and using some other secondary applications. Let's get started. That's pretty good. It's not really blinking very much, but you know, that'll do. So let's just download that. That's going to be our guide video. We can jump straight into Stable Diffusion now and bring that into here. So in order to use a guide video rather than a still image, we change the source. So if we go up here, you'll see an option, source video, source image, and source video. So obviously we're going to choose source video and go to our downloads. Actually, this is supposed to be in the guide, so I'm on the wrong side, putting you wrong. So this has actually got to go in this side. So we click in here, do the same thing, go to our downloads folder. That's got our avatar with our driving dialogue. So the next step is to get that video off MidJourney. Let's see if it's generated. Looks like it has. And we'll choose the right one that hopefully will map nicely with our animation. I think this one's pretty good. Let's download this. So that's going to be our source animation for the motion. 16 seconds. This is 15 seconds, so the length is good. And we've tested the angle. So we're ready to go. So let's see if we can combine these two together and create our talking avatar. So then we just go and click on animate. And it's starting to mesh the two animations together. Alright, so let's look at the result. Hey there, and welcome to the channel. It's Kronos here with another exciting tutorial. This time round I'm going to show you how to create a talking avatar with motion and MidJourney and using some other secondary applications. Let's get started. So there you go. So it's done it. It's a bit rough. The resolution doesn't look that great, but that's how I do it. So obviously, sometimes I have much better results than that. I think it's all dependent on, how you think through your process. Maybe having it that close up isn't the best idea.
So this is pretty hot off the press from the latest update for ComfyUI, and it's the 1.2.2 sound to vision option.
So go into Browse Templates, into Video, and it's this one here with the guy playing guitar. So we'll just try this and see if this gives us better resolution options. So just in case you haven't used ComfyUI, when you do load up this new workflow, this sound to video workflow, there's a few things that should automatically download for you, but just in case they don't, I'm going to tell you where to get them from. Actually, you can find them all here, so I can just copy this and put this into the description of the video down below. But you need to make sure the models and everything are in the right place. So make sure that your diffusion model, which I choose the FP8 scaled safe tensor if you've got low VRAM. For the text encoder, use the UMT5XXL FP8 EFM3FN scaled safe tensor. For the audio encoder, it will create the folder audio encoders into your models and your ComfyUI directory, and your VIA folder, you should be able to find that as well in your models directory. So yeah, so all the links that you need are actually in the workflow. This is the one that you're probably going to want if you have low VRAM. Just click on it and it will start downloading. And you should be able to find your other links here as well. Audio encoder, via text encoder. So your audio encoder goes here. Your VAE goes here. Your low clip goes here. And your diffusion model goes here. Select them, just click in, and you'll get a drop down bar. You click into this input, into the clip name, do the same thing. Just make sure you've got the right one chosen. For VAE, same deals, and same for audio encoder. So though you'll probably find that it hasn't created a folder, you're not going to be able to do that. Or you only get one option, but I found that it did automatically download that for me. So hopefully that will have you all set up. The other thing you're also going to need is the 1.2.2 text to video light 2x4 steps Lora. That's the one I used. So I'll give you the link for that as well, so you can download that, and that will speed up the process for you quite a bit. Just running it now. Loading the clip. Just load your still image. Here I'm just using my first frame and my intro audio, and then we'll see how it goes. Alright, so it's done, and I think it did a pretty good job.
Hey there, and welcome to the channel. It's Kranos here with another exciting tutorial. This time round I'm going to show you how to create a talking avatar with motion and MidJourney and using some other secondary applications.
That took about half an hour to do, which isn't too bad, especially if we can run the GGUF quants, and maybe it'll speed that process up. But we'll run this one more time.
Hey there, and welcome to the channel. It's Kranos here with another exciting tutorial. This time round I'm going to show you how to create a talking avatar with motion and MidJourney and using some other secondary applications. Let's get started.
So there you go. So there's multiple options for creating a 3D avatar that you can use in your video. You can add secondary motion, or you can just create a lip sync avatar using Vision Story AI or ComfyUI with the sound division option. When you have a go, let me know how you get on. Maybe post a link in the comment section of this video so we can see what your results might have turned out like. And if you found this video useful, please like and subscribe, and tune in for the next one. Bye for now.